What's going on, guys? My name is Steve. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm just an American guy on a journey to discover my British and Irish ancestry. Today, we're going to be reacting to 9 British dishes everyone should try. It's been a while since we checked out any British food videos. I think I've actually only checked out 1 or 2 exclusively British food videos on this journey. I did recently check out a British sweets video, but that's kind of a different sort of type of food that I'm talking about. I'm looking at kind of breakfast, lunch, dinner type foods instead of just sweets. But I don't think you'd call me a foodie really, but I'm definitely someone who likes to try new foods. And I'm definitely interested in discovering some of the best British dishes so that I can actually know what are some of the things I should definitely try when I finally get over to the UK for a visit for the first time. But anyways, guys, enough rambling. Let's go ahead and check out 9 British dishes everyone should try.
Hi, I'm Siobhan and this is Anglophenia.
Oh yeah, I reacted to her video on
British
slang
food has got
or
a bad rap.
some sort of
a lot
words
of
or something.
People call our grub bland, boring, uninspired, overcooked, beige, boiled, revolting. A lot of that reputation came about during World War II when the whole country was put under rationing and we had very little variety.
I actually think, from what I've seen so far, I think that I like British foods. It's the type of food I like the most. It's comforting food from what I've seen so far. I understand what she's saying, though. I think that maybe if you're talking about things like, generally speaking, things with organ meats, for example, kind of turn Americans off for some reason. It's just something that hasn't been on the plate for a really long time for the average American. Stuff like haggis, for example, which comes from Scotland. I don't know if that would be considered if one of the things she's talking about, but I think it is. Maybe, what is it, black pudding as well. The blood is something that would probably turn off most Americans. But as a whole, to me, I'm not against those types of foods. I will try most anything one time if given the opportunity. But, I think that is something that is kind of foreign to, it's kind of, the organ meats, the blood, things like that are kind of foreign to a lot of Americans, which is what I think she's talking about here.
By the way, thanks for coming, America. You were a couple of years late, but we won't hold it against you. The reality is that Britain has a great number of tasty, nay scrumptious dishes. And I want to talk about the best of them and really put to death this idea that Brits don't know their way around the kitchen. Yes, there's more to traditional British food than just fish and chips and mushrooms.
I've never believed that.
By the way, America, your national cheese is made of orange plastic, so don't throw stones.
Okay, I got 2 things to say there. One, when I think of Britain, I've always thought of a really strong culinary culture. Maybe it's people like Gordon Ramsay, but if you were to ask me 2 countries that I thought had a really big food culture, I would say the UK and France. Those are 2 places that just off the top of my head. I don't know why that is. That's in my head. And 2, don't associate me with that nasty, disgusting fake cheese, because that's not the stuff I eat. I eat real cheese. I eat the good stuff. I eat cheese that's just as good as the stuff that I hear the people in the comments talking about British cheese. I guarantee you. Why? Because I get my dairy from a local dairy that uses A2 cows, which are the older cows, and they're not these modern cows. They're the original cows, basically, and they're grass-fed, raw dairy. It's as good as dairy as you can get anywhere in the world, in my opinion. I think that as long as you're going to old-time way of producing dairy, it's going to be different types of cheeses and stuff, but as a whole, the quality I get is phenomenal because I don't buy from the grocery store dairy very often. But anyways, guys, enough rambling. Let's continue.
Start our culinary journey through Britain with Scotch eggs.
I've heard of those.
It's a classic picnic item invented during the 18th century as a portable food for long carriage rides. It's a hard-boiled egg wrapped in sausage, covered in breadcrumbs, and then deep-fried. These precious nuggets, cradled in fat and cholesterol, will in fact kill you, but man, what a way to go.
No, they will not kill you. There's nothing wrong with fat and cholesterol. Your body generally, like the vast majority of your cholesterol that's running through your blood is produced by your liver. Most dietary cholesterol really doesn't affect your blood cholesterol very much. And fats are great for you, especially if you're more of a Northern European ancestry, which most people from the UK that are from, originally from the UK area or other parts of Northern Europe, fats are really good for your genetics and as a whole. So, yeah, anyway, that's my belief anyway. But that sounded pretty delicious, actually.
Savory pies. Americans think of pies as crusty, gooey desserts filled with over-sweetened fruit.
That's true.
Did you know that they are just as delectable as savory dishes? And I'm not just talking about the boring old pot pies that you guys are familiar with. No, from steak and kidney all the way to jellied eel, nobody does savory pies like the Brits. I'm including Cornish pasties in this category because they're basically pies with
What's good?
Delicious, flaky handles.
That looked good, but fun fact, I've never had any sort of meat pie. I've never even had what Americans call pot pies. I've had family eat them, but they just never appealed to me really. So I just never, that I remember anyway, I don't think I've ever had one. So it's definitely one thing I will put on the list to try a meat pie from the UK when I get over there. In the comments, let me know what type of meat pie I should actually try for the first time. And also, don't you do some sort of mashed potatoes with some sort of meat pie or something like that? I don't know what that is, but anyway. Bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash. Succulent, tender sausages with mounds of mashed potatoes and boatloads of oniony gravy.
Okay.
It's one of Britain's best known dishes, and rightfully so. It's delicious.
That is delicious.
Do you know where they're called
I can see it.
The name reportedly dates back to World War I and refers to how sausages will often burst or bang in the pan if they are eaten too quickly.
Okay.
Curry. Yes, you haven't experienced Britain if you haven't had a great curry takeaway. But wait, aren't curries from India, I hear you ask? Now, I know this isn't arguably proper British food, but really, what's the point of invading half of the world if you can't culturally appropriate their best food? It's our culinary Elgin marbles, and we're never giving it back.
Curry. I don't think I've ever tried curry, to be honest. I don't know. I don't think I've actually ever seen curry in person, to be honest. I don't know. Not that I know of. I know it's, isn't it turmeric, if I'm not mistaken, is the main spice that's used in curry. I've obviously had things with turmeric in it, but I don't think I've ever had curry.
Crumpets. Oh, I love crumpets. They're kind of like a cross between a pancake and an English muffin, which, by the way, we don't have in England. The middle is filled with this honeycomb-like lattice, so when you toast them and then put butter on top, the butter melts into the holes and fills up all of the little gaps.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Bacon.
Okay. Yeah, I would eat that. Absolutely. I've heard of them, but I've never seen one in person. So I definitely do a crumpet. And I like butter, so I would definitely do what she's saying. Would you also put since you said it's pancake, would you add something sweet to that? Would you add a little honey? Would you add a little maple syrup or something like that? We have a tendency to add a lot of maple syrup to kind of bready type things like pancakes and other kind of sweet things. But yeah, anyways, bacon
butties.
Bacon
Why
butties.
do Brits call sandwiches butties in the first place? Well, it's just a shortening of bread and butter.
Oh.
Very northern. And we tend to stuff these butties with unthinkable things like chips, or as you Yanks would say, French fries. Just covered in butter, maybe some ketchup. Delicious. But my favorite is a bacon butty.
Okay, yeah,
just
now we're talking.
Bacon on a bun. How can you not love bacon in a bun? It's the two best things in the world combined into one thing.
I would say I agree with her on the bacon. I don't like sandwiches that don't have some sort of meat with it. It's just not. I could do a veggie sandwich on occasion, but it's definitely not my thing. I'm more of you got to have some meat on a sandwich, Give me some shredded chicken and some bacon and, then you can add some vegetables and a sauce or whatever, and that's cool. But you got to have some sort of meat on on some bread to make it a sandwich.
Sponge puddings. Saint Your Mother's Jello pudding, America. No, these stodgy, delicious treats are essentially steamed cakes, often with golden syrup or jam at the bottom. So when you flip them over, the golden syrup and jam pours down the side.
Let me see that. Oh, wow. That looks good. What is the... Okay. This was called sponge puddings. So what are these different types of flavor, like sponge puddings, or is it like a sponge pudding is like one type of? It looks like a cake, but I'm not. I know you guys use pudding to describe something different from what I'm used to. Pudding here is like just this very, very silky, smooth consistency dessert item. And I think you guys, this looks more like kind of like a half cake or something. I don't know, but it looks really good. And oh yeah, what flavor is that? Like, what does that taste like? It looks really good, whatever it is.
They also have the added bonus of having fun names like Spotted Dick.
Oh, okay,
And
I've heard of
they're
that.
served hot with lashings of custard. Delicious.
Yeah, that sounds
Scones
good.
with jam and clotted cream. Now, what we call biscuits in the UK, you call cookies in the US. And what you call biscuits, we call scones. Now, if you've ever thought that a scone was disgusting and dry, it's because you've been eating them wrong. We serve them with jam and clotted cream, which is a very thick cream, somewhere between heavy whipping cream and
Okay.
butter. Now, there is great contention between the counties of Devon and Cornwall as to how to construct a scone correctly. Now, in Devon, they say
Okay, that looks good, and that actually does look like what I would describe as a biscuit in the U.S. And it's something I've been trying to understand. While a lot of people have said that scones are our American biscuits, a lot of time what I've seen as scones in the UK they don't really look like what I recognize as a biscuit. But this right here actually looks like what I would call a biscuit. And this is something we do in the US actually. This is butter and then jam, or we would use jelly usually, but pretty much the same thing, give or take, or fruit spread. All of that's in the same category really. But I love a good butter biscuit, right? Love a good butter biscuit. Love a side of jelly to smear on it. Like that's really good. And so I would definitely like to try a good old scone in the UK because I want to see how much different that is from what I'm used to in, here in America.
you put the cream on first and then the jam, and then in Cornwall, they are adamant that you put the jam on and then the cream.
That looks
Don't laugh,
good.
yours have been
That is a little
forward.
different.
Gammon.
Gammon.
It's a
Heard of
classic
that.
English pub dish. Gammon steaks are slices of pork leg that
Oh,
are
yeah.
cured like bacon and then grilled, topped with either a fried egg or a slice of pineapple, served with chips and peas because we serve chips and peas with everything. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more episodes of Anglophenia and tell us your favorite British foods in the comments.
That was awesome. What a great quick video. I've already went through them all, each one basically, but let's see. What would be my favorite, I think, out of this? I would try them all. Like, definitely love the bangers and mash. That definitely. I love potatoes, so I'd be all for that. I would love to try a crumpet. Once she described it being kind of like a honeycomb where you put the butter in there and it kind of melts into the little pockets. That sounded really good. I definitely would give that a go. A bacon sandwich. I'm pretty used to that. Bacon butties. Yeah, that's what they call it. Sponge pudding. I would definitely like to try one of these. That looks really good. And then I just talked about the scones, the way you guys would do it. We usually use butter. That's some type of cream, which is, it's a version of dairy. It's kind of like it's like, yeah, I can't describe it really, but you know what I'm saying. So it's a little bit different from the butter I normally would put on a biscuit. It's is it more fluffy or something, I think? But that would be good. I would definitely like to give that a go. And of course, this looks like, what I'd call ham or something like that, gammon. And but overall, guys, this just made me realize even more from the previous British food items I've looked into. I really think I would feel perfectly at home when it comes to British food. I would be all over it. I have lots of ideas just from the little bit I've looked at of things that I would like to try and things that I already know that I would absolutely love if I tried them over there. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, I think that's it for me today. Thank you for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments and suggestions about this video or other food-related videos or whatnot you'd like me to check out, you think I'd like to look into. And also, don't forget to subscribe to continue to follow me on my journey to discover my British and Irish ancestry. Until next time, guys, peace.